Welcome, my amazing viewers, to this movie recap of Love and Authority. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that button and give this video a big thumbs up. Let's dive into the drama. We begin in a quiet home where Susan receives a call from her sister. But the peace is short-lived. Chitty, the man of the house, is rudely awakened by his strict older sister, a military woman who doesn't tolerate laziness. She kicks him out of bed and orders him to get ready for the day, hinting at an authority that shapes much of his life. Then comes a shocking turn. Susan appears at Chitty's door unannounced, heavily pregnant and furious. After 5 months of ghosting her and feeding her lies, she's tracked him down. He tries to throw her out, but she drops a bomb. She's pregnant with his child. He calls it a joke, but she's not backing down. What follows is an emotional standoff as Susan digs in. She has nowhere else to go and refuses to leave. Chitty, backed by his no-nonsense sister, is now forced to deal with a woman he deceived and abandoned. His sister immediately takes Susan's side, scolding Chitty for being irresponsible and welcoming Susan into the family, pending a DNA test after the child is born. As tensions rise, the living arrangements become unbearable. Chitty, now forced to sleep on the couch, struggles to come to terms with Susan's presence. They argue constantly. Susan feels disrespected, while Chitty feels like a prisoner in his own home. Even simple things, like where she sleeps or what she eats, become fuel for confrontation. Their verbal battles are sharp, funny, and sometimes bitter. When Susan eats in bed, it sparks another fight. Crumbs on the sheets? For Chitty, it's war. He complains to his sister, who forces him to respect the situation and stop acting like a victim. Her message is clear: you made a mistake, now own it. She reminds him of rule number 8. A man always cleans up his own mess. Meanwhile, Susan's presence exposes Chitty's immaturity. He tries to escape the situation mentally and emotionally, but every attempt is shut down by his sister. His friend advises him to either send Susan packing or frustrate her out of the house. But Chitty knows Susan isn't the type to back down. She's unbreakable, determined, and ready to raise the child with or without his help. As the days go on, their routine settles into chaos. Chitty rants about the madness of the situation while Susan, unbothered, continues living her life, dealing with pregnancy cravings and fighting for her place. In a hilarious scene, she forces Chitty to give her a back massage under the stern watch of his sister. He resists, but she doesn't budge. It's not a request, it's a consequence of his actions. Despite their constant bickering, there's a strange tension in the air, a mix of resentment, regret, and responsibility. Susan is tired of being judged. She didn't plan this, but now that it's happening, she refuses to back down. All she wants is for her child to have a name, a family, and an identity. In private, Chitty tries to plead his case to his sister. He claims Susan lied to him with filtered Instagram pictures and insists the pregnancy is a trap. But his sister shuts him down, saying one moment of weakness doesn't erase the consequences. If he's man enough to sleep with her, he's man enough to take care of the child. Chitty's frustration grows. He vents to his friend at work, but every conversation circles back to one truth. He's stuck, and unless a miracle happens, he'll have to deal with Susan until the child is born. Susan, meanwhile, confides in her friend. She's not here for drama or revenge. She just wants her baby to have a father's name. But if anyone tries to take her child from her, she vows to fight with every drop of blood in her body. The film takes us through sleepless nights, awkward conversations, and hilarious encounters, all under one roof. There's a scene where Susan spreads herself across the bed, snoring and kicking. Chitty wakes up with her foot in his mouth, literally, and she claps back, complaining about his loud snoring. Yet, beneath all the comedy and conflict is a deep reflection on responsibility, gender dynamics, and societal expectations. Chitty learns, painfully, that adulting is more than a job or a title. It's owning up to your mistakes and facing them head-on. And just when you think things can't get worse, Susan starts making demands. She wants pear, and not just any pear, sweet pear. Chitty runs errands like a man on probation, with his sister monitoring every step. The once confident, cocky guy has become a shadow in his own home, constantly bickering, constantly exhausted, and yet slowly realizing he might not be the victim after all. As the story nears a boiling point, Susan remains unwavering. She may be uninvited, but she's not invisible, and she's certainly not going anywhere until her baby is born. If you want to know what happens next, whether the baby is really his, whether they find peace, or if the house finally explodes from all the tension, watch the full movie on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe.